creativity,
ideas,
innovation,
change,
leadership,
development.
youth in entrepreneurship. Only on
Radio Riyaz 96.8 MHz.
In the words of Harvard Business School professor Howard Stevenson, entrepreneurship is the pursuit of opportunity without regard to resources currently controlled. Good evening and namaste. Welcome to yet another interesting and inspiring episode of Youth in Entrepreneurship. You're listening to 96.8 Nepali Ko Awaz, Radio Riyaz. My name is Avilasha Raemaji. Youth in Entrepreneurship is a new talk show that features stories of entrepreneurs and attempts to understand the current situation of entrepreneurship in Nepal. You can listen to us online as well. Just log on to www.radioriyaz.com or like us on Facebook, like our page Youth in Entrepreneurship, and be connected to us through Facebook as well. Our today's guest is a change maker who believes that the terms profit and social enterprise should not be viewed as two opposing ideas. He is a thinker, a minimalist, and an eternal optimist. We'll be talking about Anthropos in today's episode. So let's welcome the CEO of Anthropos, Suraj Shrestha. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Avilasha. Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome. So what's the main idea behind Anthropos, and what does Anthropos actually mean? I mean, in a literal sense, and also what does it mean to you?
Anthropos literally means, it's actually spelled without the E at the end. And Anthropos is literally a human being in Greek. So we think that human beings are very empathetic towards everything that surrounds them, right? But then somehow, like when we evolved, right, and then we somehow got materialistic, and then we grew a bit selfish, and that's the reason why I think there are a lot of problems that started because of these things, right? So, and now getting back to the roots of being a pure human being, I think these days we need a bit of extra drive, and we need to put in extra of everything just to make that happen. So we added an E at the end of the word Anthropos to signify the extra effort that we've got to put into that. So that's Anthropos literally, and your other question was what it actually means to me personally, right? Yes. So this is something, Anthropos, it actually started as a very personal project, right? Because like when I was studying outside, there were opinions and there were thoughts that were very negative about what Nepal could be and is. So, and I really believed in, until and unless you don't do anything by yourself, you don't have any rights of actually just sitting down on the sideline and then complaining about it. If you are on the field, on the ground, doing something and you're not satisfied, okay, now that's understandable. But if you're on the sidelines and you're complaining, that makes you a hypocrite. And I personally don't like, but then being a hypocrite, I generally, people wouldn't like it. So Anthropos it started as a personal project of doing something that we were surrounded with, all those negative vibes of what Nepal could be and was. So we thought if we started doing something that actually changed the face of Nepal, not only socially but economically, and did something and contributed something to the entrepreneurial scene that was actually growing here in Nepal.
Okay, so Get, Give, Change is the main theme or the tagline of the company. So how does the company do this? And how can our listeners actually buy a pair of Anthropos sunglasses? Mm-hmm. Do you have retail stores, or do we only get to buy them online?
Let me first explain a bit about Get, Give, Change, which is our slogan. So what we believe is there has to be a complete circle of things. If something starts, there has to be an end to it. And there's a complete circle, and when things grow in circles and completes that karmic circle, so there's a completion and there's the sense of achievement. So it starts with you getting a pair of sunglasses, and when you get a pair of sunglasses, what we are able to do is provide free cataract surgery to people in rural Nepal. And when people get their vision back, it changes things, not only on a personal level, but the change that whenever the people get the vision back, it's the changes that comes in are in like multiple factors. Like it changes that particular person's life, it changes that society's life, because like once that person gets his or her sight back, he or she can get back into the workforce. Now that means that the economy of that particular society would grow. Now if that happens in a larger scale, and if we can actually measure the impact of those things that we do, it would actually be very big in such a way that it could actually impact the GDP or the let's say the cumulative product of a nation. So that was what we believe like Get, Give, Change stands for. So that's our motto. And as far as buying our sunglasses are concerned, right now we are available in 3 different retail outlets: Juju Jamsikhel, Juju Lazimpat, and Karuna Natural Wares in Dararmark. And yes, obviously you can also buy our products on our website. If you log on to www.anthropos.com, you can definitely buy it there as well.
Yes, definitely log on to www.anthropos.com to know more about the company and about the products that they are selling. So why there are so many problems in the society, so why did you choose this particular project to do cataract surgeries in rural Nepal particularly? So why did you choose this thing?
Well, you know what, I talked about being a hypocrite earlier, right? And then there's this another word like ironic. So when things are in paradox, it kind of makes you feel uncomfortable, and you've got to have that, you've got to fix it if things are in paradox. Because like in Nepal probably has one of the best ophthalmic centers in the world, like Tilganga Institute of Ophthalmology, who are also our partners in disseminating the cataract surgery that we provide. And we've also got arguably one of the best doctors in the world, Dr. Sandeep Ruit. Right now we have the best of the solutions, right? And then we've got worst of cataract problems here in Nepal. Like we've got more than 200,000 visually impaired people and out of all those people, we've got 94,765 people who are actually who cannot see completely. So now we've got solution in one hand, and then we've got problem in the other. Now, and there wasn't any intermediate that actually bridged this gap. So that was the reason why we chose cataract as our first problem. And obviously there are a few other problems that we definitely would want to take care of in the longer run, but since it's only been about 8 months since we launched, now we want to take care of the cataract problem that exists in the current day.
Okay, so you have been associated with the best giving partner.
Yes.
How did that happen, and how has the experience been with your partner?
Well, it was a no-brainer actually. I'm like, whenever you set out to do things, you always seek out for the best in what you want to do, right? And then since Tilganga was already there, all we had to do was go there and then try to talk to them and then explain what we were trying to do. And yeah, it was definitely a very how would I say that? It was an eye-opening sort of thing. I'm like, the first time we went to see Dr. Ruit for our initial meeting, the meeting lasted only for about like 4 minutes. It was only about like 4 minutes, and like the first 2 minutes, I had a friend along with me, so we presented our idea in the first 2 minutes. And the second half of the meeting was Dr. Sandeep Ruit asking the questions that he had, and then we were explaining it to him. Then within 4 minutes, he understood the idea. We were done with explaining, and then he appreciated the idea. And then we were like, okay, this is what we really want to do something about it. And then yeah, that is how our partnership grew and it started.
So tell us also about your manufacturing partners. So from where do you get your sunglasses, and how has your decision with the manufacturing part been? So tell us more about that.
Currently, since we don't have any manufacturing plants here in Nepal itself, we are sourcing our products from China. And how we go about selecting our manufacturers is like our manufacturing partner is like we went I've been in Chinese trading business ever since. Like my dad does that, so I am pretty accustomed to how Chinese work and the way trading works. So we went to China, we stayed there for about 2 months, and then we seeked out various other manufacturing plants that we could. And then we went there, and basically right now our judging criteria for our manufacturers has been like, so they don't have any sweatshop kind of environment where they work at, right? Where they produce the products, and the quality that they maintain, and the current brands that they work with. So we're actually very proud to say that our sunglasses are being made in a factory where one of the world's top brands are made. So, at least so now what that signifies and what that tells us is that our products are quality assured.
So this conversation is becoming really interesting. We'll talk more about Anthropos, but before that we are taking a short commercial break. After the Riaz Business Box, we'll be right back.